It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Got a question from Tig Talks. Hey, Brian and Bo. What do y'all think of transitioning from accounting to financial planning?
Oh, I know a guy that did that.
I'm an accounting student aiming at a CPA and tax line and want to position myself for the CFP. What do you think?
So TikTok says they're a student right now, so they haven't actually worked in public accounting yet. I think
yes,
it's interesting.
Accounting student.
I have a niece that is a junior at the University of Georgia in their accounting program, and
He's going to send her a link to this after he finishes saying what
I'm trying to convince her. I don't know. I struggle with this because I know my path. I actually worked in public accounting for a number of years, and then I transitioned to financial planning. And I love my public accounting background because I mean, all that tax preparation, doing taxes for 16 years, reviewing tax returns, that makes me a much better financial planner.
Sure.
Now, what I think is interesting is, Bo, you have never worked in public accounting, but yet you've been around me and nerded out with me enough on tax law. I think you are just as powerful. You kind of through, I don't know if it was... is it osmosis where stuff rubs off on you?
Comes out
so I struggle with this when I'm giving it life guidance to my niece because I so want her to come work here. I so want it, but I'm also trying to figure out how do you balance, should she go work in public accounting for a few years because that would really work out. So let me put it this way. I love what we do for a living. Mm-hmm. I think this is the greatest profession. I wish my daughters had a desire to do this. Yeah. My oldest, I just took her to college. She's brilliant in mathematics, but the problem is she's also brilliant in creative stuff. So that creative stuff kind of won out. But I would tell you, if you're an accounting person, I know a lot of CPAs, and this is probably going to be a controversial take. You can work in public accounting, but don't stay in public accounting. Because all my CPAs that are still doing CPA work, a few of them that I'm really close with have said, man, I wish I'd have jumped when you jumped. Because now it just seems more fun what you're doing compared to compliance. Because realize accounting work is so valuable because you're learning how financial statements work for companies. You're learning good financial principles on everything. But it gets tedious doing compliance work year over year, whether it's audits, whether it's tax returns. It's something that long term, it can be lucrative, but it's a grind in some ways. So I would encourage Tig Talks to, I don't think you can go wrong either way, but when you are getting to the transition point of becoming a financial planner, you might have to take a step back. That's another thing I need to tell accountants is that accountants make great money. And sometimes to be a financial planner that's not selling product to your relatives and friends right off the get-go, you have to go get your 10,000 hours and actually go work for a firm that's going to show you the process. So you might have to take a step back to go step forward in the long term. That's where I'd put it.
I'll jump in right there because I recognize very quickly you're about to steal the only thing I have left to add to this.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to stop right there. I personally, I think this is the best career in the entire planet. I absolutely love financial planning. I love getting to help people make sound financial decisions. So if it's something that you think you want to go into, you're doing a really good thing right now listening to a personal finance podcast. Do you kind of know the answers to the things we're going to say before we say them? Do you really get jazzed when we talk about tax planning or mega backdoor Roths or estate planning? If you have a natural affinity for that, that's a pretty good sign. So then you have to decide, what kind of financial advisor do I want to be? And we think there's sort of two distinct areas inside of this realm. You sort of alluded to this. There are the salesmen who are really good. They represent a product and they will meet with people and encourage people to purchase that product. And they get paid based on the products that they sell. That's one side of the business. We live on this other, what we consider to be more of a consulting side, where the way that we work is we work directly for our clients, helping them solve whatever financial problem comes their way, whether it be retirement planning or insurance planning or saving for college or refinancing or starting a business or fill in the blank. We just love helping people feel like they have a personal CFO working with them and figuring out and navigating their financial life. You need to figure out which one of those you want to do, because the career paths, like you said, are pretty unique. If you want to go into the sales role, you can go out there and make $1 gazillion very, very quickly, but you got to be good at sales. You got to really be okay with the answer no, and you got to be willing to just grind. Whereas on our side, if you're willing to go in and learn, put in the time, become an expert, figure out how to do it really, really well, the sky is the limit in this career, but it just takes some time. It's that whole 10,000 hours to really become an expert. You got to be willing to put in the expert. If you are a CPA and you decide to go into accounting, just know even a great accountant who's been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years still probably needs to put in some time to become an expert in financial planning. So factor that in when you consider making that change and making that jump.
I'll say it harsher than Bo did, is that I think if you go interview at any financial firm and the first thing they have you write down is 100 people that you could call, that bothers me, because how are you? You're green. You don't know what you're doing yet. Why would you have to go give your friends and family and start soliciting them from day one? That is just cringeworthy. You need to get that 3 to 5 years of experience before you even get anywhere near your relatives or loved ones. You don't do that at other real jobs. I mean, you don't go to a CPA firm and the first thing they tell you to do at the CPA firm is write down all the people that might be inclined to start a business that you can go approach. That sounds really cringeworthy to me. My only regret is I wish I hadn't got that tattoo across my belly that says CPA life, because now that I'm a financial planner, it's just so hard that CPA life tattoo is just it's a regret when I'm at the beach.
You would never do this, but I would be like, hey, if we get 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year, Brian's going to get that CPA life tattoo. He wouldn't actually do it.
That might work.
Man, how
that would
awesome
be a
would
great
that be?
strategy.
I'm curious to see how many people my age will get the play on CPA life versus who had a
If you
blank life.
if you get that, send us an email and hit him up.